Let's take off our Democrat jerseys, let's take off our Republican jerseys, and we should do something responsible for the American people and fix this.
Listen, that was Marjorie Taylor Greene. And she seems to be the only one responding to her constituents, because her constituents are saying, excuse me, we are being affected by what's happening here. And, you know, she's in not a rich district. She's in a poor district, and her people are saying, this is affecting us. Either you get us some help, or we're going to put you out. This is your job. And she is the voice of reason here. What the hell is going on?
She also has a couple of kids who need the insurance premiums are going. So it's very personal to her. You know what? I'll take it.
Yes.
I feel like I want to have laser treatments with her together. Now, that's how close I feel to Marjorie right now.
Well, I also
Oh, I get it. Oh, I was like, what? Sorry.
No, I almost feel like
double up 3 or 4 times.
Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, the conservative libertarian here, and yes sir, we are back with another video, man. So in today's video, I guess we have a little trouble in paradise. We have Marjorie Taylor Greene out here going up against the GOP. I wouldn't really even say going up against them 100%, but at the same time, she is definitely not too enthusiastic about the shutdown. And she's going to get out here on CNN and basically denounce the leadership of the GOP and basically say, we all need to come together. GOP, Democratic alike. We all need to come together and try to come to a solution to where we can benefit and help the people who are going to be suffering due to the shutdown, also due to the lapse of healthcare insurance premiums. So she's going to get out here on CNN and basically just tell her side of the story and how she really feels about the situation. So we're going to go ahead and get into that and give our commentary, and we'll see what you guys think about that down in the comments down below. All right. Let's get right into it.
Controversial members of Congress, Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia usually draws the ire of Democrats, but now she's speaking out against some in her own party and coming out in favor of what Democrats demand to reopen the government, an extension of enhanced health care subsidies.
Congresswoman Greene, thank you for joining us here in the Situation Room. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start there. Let's start with the shutdown. So you voted for the short-term funding bill, but now you're talking about this health care issue. Help us better understand. Why now?
Well, actually, this is something I talked about when I first ran for Congress in 2020, because I grew up in a construction company family. Bought that company after college and retired my parents. And after the ACA was passed,
the Affordable Care Act.
Yes, the Affordable Care Act, our family's health insurance premium went from $800 a month to $2,400 a month. So I've known about this as a major problem for a long time. It's not just ACA recipients whose premiums are going to skyrocket very soon. It has been a disaster for many Americans across the board. And cost of living is so high now. Many of my constituents, many of my friends, and even my own children are finding health insurance to be extremely unaffordable and something that they are having to go without. So I think this is an incredibly important issue. I think it is a crisis. I don't think it's something to wear political party team jerseys on. I think it's something that we have to address and fix.
And it's very personal for you.
Very personal. It's affected my own life. And the Affordable Care Act was passed in 2010. So we're 15 years down the road, and the industry has changed drastically. Many companies dropped out of the market. We've seen doctors stop having their own practices and become hospital employees. We now have to import doctors because we don't have enough. Healthcare has drastically changed, and I'm one of those that gets real tired of political drama when it's not actually solving a problem. And this is such a crisis that I'm willing to say, okay, everyone, we have to do something about this. It shouldn't be something that we dangle the American people or military pay or all of these things. We shouldn't be dangling them back and forth. We have to fix it.
And she comes to a great conclusion right there. And I've been saying this since the beginning, even though I typically do a little bit blame. I blame the Democrats mostly for the shutdown because they should just get on board with the clean CR and keep it pushing so that way they can focus on these issues later down the road. But at the same time, too, I do understand the issue that Taylor Greene is bringing up with the healthcare crisis, because healthcare is in a crisis. I mean, a lot of these economic systems that we have, these subsidies that we have, these basically somewhat of a handouts that we give to Americans to help them through daily life and challenges that they have to go through every day. I understand those things, and I understand that we all want to get to the bottom and the causes of why these issues are why the way they are. And I think a lot of it comes to a lot of abuse of the system, and then also too, I mean, I'm not gonna say that people don't want to be doctors nowadays, but it's very hard to be a doctor nowadays, and then on top of that, people are cheating on their tests. No one's really taking school as seriously as they were before because of how big of a culture the internet has been on the minds of the Americans. There's probably a lot of people who just don't take education as seriously. And I mean, I think quite frankly, this is one of the reasons why I think the Department of Education needs to be dismantled and reconfigured if it's going to be put back into place. We don't incentivize our kids that teaching them is worth their while. And I'm not going to say that back when I was in school that it was completely worth my while back then too. I didn't take school serious either back then either. I think that was a growing trend going on, not just from my generation, but going on further into the later generations, that kids nowadays just don't take school as serious. And then also with the COVID shutdown, does it really matter whether or not you're a doctor and you're making $100,000 a year? You know what I'm saying? If you're making $100,000 a year and your lifestyle costs you $100,000 to even live that life, what's really the point of being a doctor? And I think that's a large reason why I think immigration could be used in that form, in that sense, if we want to get more doctors into our communities and more doctors into, into our cities. Immigration could be a good thing for that. We can bring doctors from other countries who, want to live in America, bringing them over here so that way they can have a chance to experience the American dream and then also help give back to the community that they're serving. I don't detest nothing that she says, but I highly disagree with the fact that it's the GOP's fault for why the Republicans and the Democrats aren't coming together on this issue. You have, like I said, you have one side that says we're not changing anything. You have another side saying we need to change things because things are going to get bad if we don't change them. But if the government would have just stayed open, then you guys could have changed these issues and then kept things running as normal to get to these issues so that way people's premiums didn't go up. So I think a lot of this is political theater. It's never, and nothing's going to get done, and people are going to suffer if they don't come to the table.
What are you hearing from your constituents right now? And do you have any regrets about voting for that short-term continuing resolution, that spending bill?
Thank you for that question. Number one, I am a Republican, and I support the president. I was very vocal about I didn't want to vote for a CR. I want to pass our appropriations. That's our constitutional duty, and I want to bring that taxpayer dollars back to my district. I work hard on that, so that was important to me. But I support the president, and I voted for the CR. Number two, what am I hearing from my constituents? It's great. We track all the calls that come into my office. About 60% of the calls coming in right now are calls of support and saying, yes, health insurance is a crisis. They're telling us stories about how they're already paying $2,000 a month with $10,000 deductibles. I'm getting phone calls from people that are saying if the ACA tax credits expire, they aren't going to be able to have health insurance. They're going to have to drop it. But I'm hearing from people on both sides, people already on the ACA and people that are already getting crushed by high health insurance premiums.
I want to ask you about this new Washington Post poll. It shows that 47% of Americans believe that President Trump and the Republicans are mainly responsible for the shutdown. You see it here on the screen, compared to just 30% of Americans who blame Democrats. Of course, Republicans are the ones with the power. Do you agree with Americans in that poll that see the shutdown as your party's fault?
You know what? I don't think the shutdown is popular for either side. And so I see the shutdown completely different from maybe my party leadership. And I'm not putting the blame on the president. I'm actually putting the blame on the speaker and Leader Thune in the Senate. This should not be happening. And I don't think, look, as a member of Congress, we already have a low enough job approval rating. This shutdown is just going to drive everybody's approval rating that much lower.
But so you're putting the blame on the leadership of your party.
Absolutely. We control the House. We control the Senate. We have the White House. I've been vocal saying, you know, you can use the nuclear option in the Senate. This doesn't have to be a shutdown. But what we have to do is we have to work for the American people. And our country is so divided right now. We see it all the time in every single way. It's divided in what I would say very dangerous ways. And we saw that with the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk, which has upset so many people across the board. And look, when it comes to hearing from senior citizens or my own friends and neighbors and my own family members and people that voted for me, and they're just saying, Marjorie, we just really want somebody to do something about health insurance premiums. We really want our government and our leaders to actually focus on our country for a change and fix our problems. That is the message I constantly hear from my district, and I'm a representative. I don't have to be a cheerleader for my party. I have to represent my district because those are the people that hired me and sent me here. And I myself, I agree with them, and I'm pretty much over it's just drama constantly on TV.
I mean, she's right. There is a lot of drama. There is a lot of bullshit. Like I said, the shutdown really shouldn't even be happening. Like I said, they should have just continued the business as usual. Like I said, I don't agree with that. It's the GOP's 100% the GOP's fault with the GOP and keeping it going and just keeping the government moving as usual. But then you have some people on the other side that are like, nah, I'm not about to do this because we want to focus on restoring back healthcare premiums and making sure and ensuring that people's premiums don't go up, and also ensuring that Medicaid does not get gutted the way how they wanted to get gutted. Healthcare in general has, I think, always been expensive. I don't remember a time when healthcare was even reasonable. Now, if you're not insured through your job, then healthcare probably isn't going to be a reasonable, affordable thing for you to obtain, because even I can't obtain health insurance. I just started paying for dental insurance and stuff like that. And the only reason why I don't pay for health insurance is because I don't have to go to the doctor like that. So I don't think anybody should just, I mean, if you want to have health insurance, you're more than welcome to get it just in case you need it. But I mean, if you're not past the ages of like 50 and you don't have any disabilities or anything that's impairing you from being able to work on a daily basis, I don't see why you would need health insurance. Unless you have children too. Like, I don't see why you would need that. Now, if you need dental insurance, okay, I think everyone should be getting their teeth cleaned and stuff like that. Like having a daily doctor physician, I feel like those are only for people who are old. I remember when I used to go to the doctor's office back in the day when I used to have my primary care physician. Every time I went into the doctor's office, it was always old people. There was never like a middle age really, or like a really young person there. Like, so I would see kids my age or way older. I would not see people in the middle, because people around my age, between the ages of mid 20s to like early 40s, they don't go see the doctor like that. So we don't need health insurance like that. So for health insurance to be that expensive to begin with anyways is a scam. So like I said, I agree to disagree. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene too. I like her. She's nice. She's a very sweet woman. So I can respect her in that matter, and I can respect that she's standing on her principles. So with that being said, hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are growing every day, on the road to 1.9 subscribers, so keep subbing. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.